In part one of our solar series, we showed you how we installed our solar panels on top of our Grand Design reflection. In today's video, we're going to show you how we wired those up, so stay tuned. Now that we've got the solar panels all installed on our roof, they're all secured. We've put the die core over all of the screws to protect them and keep it watertight. And these things are very, very, very secure. Really pleased with how secure these panels are to the roof. I have no concerns at all of them coming free. But now it's time to wire it up, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to wire these up. We're going to do this in what is called a series parallel combination. We take our 6 panels and we combine 2 of them in series, and then another 2 in series, and then another 2 in series, and then we take those 3 sets of 2 panels and we wire them in parallel to bring them down to the front bay of the coach where all our electronics are. So what does that do for you, and why would we want to wire it up that way? I know most people probably wire theirs up in a straight parallel, which means all the black or negative connections are wired together and all the red or positive connections are wired together. Hooking them up in a series parallel combination effectively doubles the voltage. Each one of these panels will produce about 17 volts in full sun. So if we double that, that'll increase it to 34 volts in full sun. And remember, we're trying to charge these 12-volt batteries, and so that's just going to be much more efficient. It's going to charge them quicker, and overall going to provide us with what we think is a better solution. So that's how we're going to do it. And the method of doing that is we'll take 2 panels, and I've got 2 right here, and we are going to connect these 2 panels together. And you do that by taking the connections from one panel and the connections from the other. Let me get these free, and we're going to hook up what may seem odd at first, but we're going to hook up the positive of one panel to the negative on the other. And these connections that you see here, these are known as MC4 connections, and they are very common in the solar industry. They're waterproof, watertight, and they just snap together. So I've got the negative black wire from this panel and the positive from this panel, and they click together. You're going to hear that click. And now those are partially wired up in a series connection. Now we have a remaining positive and negative, and these are going to run up into as we wire the rest up in parallel, and that'll complete our circuit. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Get the rest of the wiring hooked up, and then we'll be ready to start working on the electronics that hopefully will arrive tomorrow. One other thought that I wanted to share with you is that as you're working with these panels and you're putting the die core on the brackets to keep them watertight, what happens if you get a drop of that die core onto the glass of the solar panel? Well, I can tell you what happens. If you try and wipe it off, it's just going to smear. I learned from experience yesterday, had a drip go down onto the solar panel, and we don't want that at all. So I panicked a little bit at first as it just started smearing all over the place, and then I went home and I got our Goo Gone and put a little of this on a rag, and it just wiped right off. So if you happen to get a drip of the die core onto your solar panel, it's not the end of the world. A little bit of this Goo Gone spray is going to take it right off and take care of you. So that's a little tip. Hopefully you don't make that mistake that I did. I wanted to demonstrate for you what it takes to add an MC4 connector to your wire. I need to add one to this segment for the next piece I'm doing on my roof. But I thought I'd take a chance to show you guys how it works. You start with your wire, and you're going to want a really good set of wire cutters. I got these on Amazon, and you want something that's going to make just a really nice straight cut. You can see that. These are excellent. They cut really easily. Highly recommend those, and I'll put links to all of these things in the description below. So you'll need some wire cutters. You're going to also need this tool that crimps the connector down, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Again, this is an MC4 crimper and from Amazon. And then you're going to need another tool. This is for splicing off the insulated covering to get down to the wire. And it's a stripper insulation tool and must have. Then as far as MC4 connectors, they come in both a male and a female, and then they hook together like this. So you need to make sure you recognize which end or which one of these you need to connect to your wire. And along with these, they come with a metal post that we're going to crimp onto the wire, and those come in both a female and a male as well. Let's see if you can see that. The male goes into the female, and if once it's in all the way, it clips in. And the tricky thing about these is you put the male wire connector with the female MC4 connector, and the female wire connector with the male MC4 connector. So you want to make sure you don't mix that up, because again, this one is the female, and so it's going to go with the male connector. When this is inserted in there, it clicks into place and it won't come off. So if you happen to get the wrong one in there, and I'm not sure the opening is big enough to get them in correctly, but if you do, once it clicks into place, you can't get it out, and you're basically just going to throw this away. You get extras. I've thrown a couple away for various reasons already. Those come, these MC4 connectors, I bought a Renogy version, and again, Amazon, and it comes with 5 sets, male and female, as well as all of the connector pieces. So right now I need a female connector on my wire, so I'm going to show you the pieces of this. It comes with a screw-on cap on the end, and the way this is going to work is it's going to look like this. This screw-on cap goes on the wire first, so we'll take this off, and then the next thing you'll find is this little piece here with this blue rubber seal. I don't know if they're all blue, but this one is blue. It's a rubber seal that this is what keeps it watertight. And then this section grabs onto the wire, and again is part of keeping it watertight. And this is the housing for the rest of it. So let's start with stripping the wire. We're going to go down about this 10 gauge wire, so I'm using my 10 gauge stripper. We're going to do about 3/8 of an inch or so. Push down, turn it a little, push down again, and then just rotate around. And then we're going to strip that off. And there you see we've got our bare wire. Now we're going to take our male wire connector, and remember that's because we're using the female MC4 connector. So that the female MC4 uses the male. So we're going to set this in like that. We're going to get our special crimp tool. We're going to set it on the biggest setting here, if you can see, and line it up with the 2 fins that are sticking up so we can crimp those down onto the wire. And then you just keep pushing all the way. You can hear it clicking. Just keep going until you reach the end. And then it opens back up. And there you have it, a perfect crimp. Test it for strength. It's on there, really solid. Okay, so remember, the next thing we need to do is put this screw-on cap. The threads need to come towards the end of the wire, so we're going to put that over like that. Then next comes the rubber washer and crimping part, and this goes with the crimping part towards the screw-on cap, because that screw-on cap is going to go over that crimping and grab it, so it grabs down into the wire itself. And the rubber washer part is towards the end. Now, one thing I've found out about the wire I purchased, it has a little bit larger sheath on it, and so this is hard to get on. I've seen others where you get it on here and you can just slide it around back and forth. Not this one. It's really hard, and I have to work it. Get it over the edge there. And I don't want to push it too far, because then coming back is a problem. But I have to get it enough so that this piece can lock in. Remember, it locks in onto the metal here, and so we'll give it a try and see. Nope, it came back off, so not enough. A little bit more. We'll try again here. There, I heard it click into place. Maybe you did too. So now that is on there. Now the next thing we do is we push this back up on, and we screw it onto the threads. And this is, again, a little bit hard because this piece is really tight, because my wire cover is a little bit larger than others, and so it takes a little bit of muscle to get those threads started. Okay, now the next thing I need is, there's two special tools that you need that come with these MC4 connectors to really screw this all together, and they're up on my roof. I'm going to run and get them. I'll be right back. All right, here's the tools I was talking about. They're actually, they're identical. They're the same. You just get two of them, and you need both of them. And what you do is you'll take the big end and you'll slide it over the wire, and then it goes onto the screw cap. The other end, it's got a smaller hole. I'm not sure what the middle hole is for yet, but this is the one I need. It holds this part in place, and then I'm just going to screw these together. And this works kind of like a ratchet. You hear that click? That tells you that you've got it. Although, because my wire is so tight, I try and get it a little bit more, because what I want to do is I want these pieces, this piece and this piece, you can see the little gap there, I want those as close together as possible. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Just tighten it a little bit more. Keep it watertight. Okay, we got it. And there you go. There's your MC4 connector. It's really pretty easy, even with this not stiffer, but thicker wire. It says it's still a 10 gauge, 10 AWG. It's just that the sheathing is a little bit thicker than others, and makes it a little bit harder to put this connector on, but it's doable. So that's what I needed. And it's the exact same process if you're putting on the male connector as it is the female. Hey, thanks for joining us today as we showed you how we wired up our solar panels. If you want to see how we installed the panels, then click on this video right here. We'll catch you in the next video.